Good morning, students. So we had a break in the last week. So before that, we are discussing regarding chemical equation. So once again, I am repeating: chemical equation is a shorthand representation of a chemical reaction taking place actually. But a chemical reaction that actually होची ता shorthand representation को हमें कहवा chemical equation. So we have discussed many things regarding arrows, regarding the abbreviations which are used in a chemical equation. Abbreviation कहची for solids. We used to write S, for liquid L, for gas we write G, and for aqueous solution we write AQ. Then for thermochemical reactions we used to write in form of del H. Del H is change in enthalpy. So if del H is negative, then the reaction is exothermic. If del H is positive, the reaction is endothermic. So what is an exothermic reaction? You must have remembered, in which heat is produced. Endothermic, in which heat is required or absorbed. That is called endothermic reaction. So once again we will summarize. Suppose we write the Haber's process, that is N2 nitrogen gas reacts with H2 gas 3H2. It gives rise to 2 NH3 gas. For this, I have written that del H is equal to minus 92 kilojoule per mole. That means it is an exothermic reaction. Okay. Then the conditions used here are 200 atmospheric pressure. So the conditions will be written here. 200 atmospheric. What is 200 atmospheric? Now it is the pressure. Then temperature 673 Kelvin. 673 Kelvin is the temperature. Then you will use to write molybdenum and iron. Iron Fe used as catalyst. Iron is used as catalyst and molybdenum is used as promoter. So this is how we represent a chemical reaction. 200 atmosphere means we have mentioned what is the required pressure to be maintained or maximum production of ammonia. Then this is the temperature which is to be maintained. Temperature has been maintained in form of Kelvin scale. Madam must have told you what is Kelvin scale. Okay. Then del H. We have mentioned the del H is negative. That means it is an exothermic reaction. So what we read in the last class, we can summarize to write a equation like this. Everything is given here. The state of the reactants, both are in gaseous state. The product is also in the gaseous state. Then it is an exothermic reaction. Then the pressure which is to be, the conditions are written above and below the arrow mark. जो arrow mark दिया है ता ऊपरे और तले condition हमें maintain करना है ना. So 200 atmospheric pressure is maintained. Temperature is maintained at 673 Kelvin. So later on, when we will discuss equilibrium, we will know why these conditions are required. But for the timing, you will remember these are the conditions. Then iron, highly divided iron is used as the catalyst and molybdenum is used as the promoter. Okay, which promotes the activity of a catalyst. Okay. Then limitations. Next, we will discuss limitations of chemical equation. What are the drawbacks? So most of the things have been reported here. Both of things report कराई, but some are still lacking. Both किसी minus is. First, the concentration of the reactants and products, which is an important thing, are not reported or mentioned. हमें बहुत किसी mention कर चुके, we are mentioning various things, but we are not mentioning the actual thing, the concentration of the reactant and product at any instant of time. We are not mentioning, we are not reporting. So that is a lacuna, that is a drawback. So this is the first drawback or limitation. The concentration of the reactant and products are not mentioned in the chemical reaction or are not reported in the chemical equation. Second one, the rate of the reaction, the rate of the reaction is also not mentioned or reported, is not reported. So these are the two limitations of chemical equation. The rate, that means the speed at which these reactions they take place, that is called rate of chemical reaction. So this is also not mentioned. By looking at a balanced chemical equation, we don't have any idea regarding the rate, in which rate, whether it is a slow reaction, whether it is a moderate reaction, whether it is an instantaneous reaction. So reactions can be of three types with respect to rate: slow, moderate and instantaneous or fast reaction. So I will give a balanced chemical equation khali dekhiba, I will idea paibani, we will not get any idea whether it is a slow reaction or moderate reaction or instantaneous reaction. So this is all about your chemical equation and their limitations. Okay, next we go to balancing of chemical equation. I told you the first condition of chemical equation, that it must be balanced. So next we will discuss balancing of chemical equation. So next students, as you can see, we will discuss balancing of chemical equation. So I told you the first condition of a chemical equation, that it must be balanced. So what do you mean by balanced? Now in a chemical equation, on the left hand side we write the reactants, on the right hand side we write the products. So the number of atoms of each species on the left hand side should be equal to the number of atoms in the right hand side. जो species carbon अच्छी, hydrogen अच्छी, oxygen अच्छी, so the number of atoms on both the sides should be same. That is called balancing of a chemical equation. That means we have to balance the number of atoms present in the reactant side and product side. You have to make them equal. Okay, so there are various ways to balance a chemical equation. Mainly 5 ways. First one, the most used method, that is called heat and trial method. Heat and trial method. That means we go on multiplying the reactant and products with suitable integers so that they are balanced. Then next is called partial equation method. Partial equation method. We have to make the equation complete in several steps. Partial equation method. Then there is algebraic method. Algebraic method. For complex reaction, this method is used. Then next is oxidation number method. Oxidation number method. Then next one is ion electron method. So these are the 5 different means or ways in which we can balance a chemical equation. So we will discuss them one by one, but these two will be not discussed right now because you don't know what is oxidation number. After reading the redox reactions, you will be able to find out or calculate the oxidation number. Then thereafter you will be taught how to balance the chemical equation by oxidation number method. So for the timing, we will go with heat and trial method, partial equation method and algebraic method. So we will start with the first one, that is called, so students, we will start with the first one, that is heat and trial method. Okay, we will take the case of Haber's process again. Nitrogen reacts with hydrogen to form ammonia. So this is the skeleton equation. Skeleton equation, that means which is not balanced. Last class, right? So the equation which is not balanced is called skeleton equation. So what we need to do? Now we need to write down the corresponding elements present here: nitrogen, hydrogen, and these two only, nitrogen and hydrogen. Okay. So look, there are 2 nitrogen atoms on left hand side, that means reactant side, 1 on the product side. So we need to balance it. How? Now 2 here, 1 here. So we can multiply 2 here. Now nitrogen becomes balanced. Nitrogen, look, it is balanced. Both sides, 2, 2. What hydrogen? Now 2 here, earlier 3 was there. But after multiplying 2, it has become 6. So it is 2 here. So we will make it 3. Now hydrogen is also balanced. So you can cross check like this. this is called heat and trial method. So what is the methodology? Write down the various atoms present here. First, before balancing, you do one thing. Before balancing, you write down what is number of nitrogen here. Before balancing, nitrogen was not balanced. So after balancing it, put a tick mark here and put a tick mark here. Okay, that means both sides are balanced now. So this is the first example. Next we will go for decomposition of potassium chlorate, KClO3. Decomposition of potassium chlorate, KClO3. When it is heated, it gives KCl and O2. Potassium chloride plus oxygen. We have to balance it. Okay. How can we balance? Now look. What are the constituent atoms here? K, Cl and O. So generally we need to follow a process. We need to go by step. How? Now the procedure or the sequence which are followed. First we have to balance the metals. That is number 1. Then we will go for the non-metals. Then we will go for hydrogen. Then at last we will come to oxygen. So normally this is the sequence to be followed in heat and trial method. First we will balance the metals, then we will go for non-metals, then we will go for hydrogen, and at last we will go for balancing the oxygen atoms. So first we will balance K here. K are already balanced, but next we will go to Cl. Cl is also balanced. So we need to only balance this what? Oxygen. Okay. So for that, what we need to do? Now, when there is 3 here, you make it 2. Okay. Now K becomes 2, so we have to multiply it with 2. Okay. Now 2 KCl, 2 KCl balanced, then it becomes 6. So we will multiply 3 here. Now we will cross check. K 2 this side, 2 this side. That means K is balanced. Cl 2 Cl, 2 Cl. Cl is balanced. Oxygen 6 here, 6 here. So like this we have to balance the chemical equations, and we have to remember this sequence in our mind. We have to keep this in mind that we have to first go for metals, then go for non-metals, then go for hydrogen, then go for oxygen. Okay. Then another example is iron reacts with water to form ferroperioxide Fe3O4 plus H2. Fe iron reacts with water to produce Fe3O4 plus H2. Okay. So this is the skeleton equation which is to be balanced. So what are the component here? Metallic part is iron. Then we will go for hydrogen. Then we will go for oxygen. Okay. So this is the assignment for you to balance it and send it to me through WhatsApp. Okay. So iron first balance karibo. You have to balance iron first. Then go for hydrogen. Then at the last you have to go for oxygen. So this is all about heat and trial method. And I will be giving you more assignments which you can balance by heat and trial method. Okay. Next we will go to partial equation method. Okay. So next students we will go for partial equation method. So as I have told you earlier, in this method what we will do? Now we break the equation into multiple steps. So we will assume that the reaction is completed in more than one steps, and we will balance each step by heat and trial method, and finally we will sum it up. So we will get the final equation. For example, lead sulfide reacts with hydrogen peroxide to produce lead sulfate PbSO4 plus H2O. So this is the skeleton equation. Okay, this is the skeleton equation which will be balanced by partial equation method. So this is a reaction taking place in single step. So what we will do, now we will assume that this reaction is completed in multiple steps and we will balance each step by heat and trial method. Finally, what we will do, now we will sum it up, we will add it up. Okay. So we will start with this one. Hydrogen peroxide H2O2 will produce water plus nascent oxygen O. This is the step 1. Okay. Then PbS, lead sulfide, will react with oxygen to produce lead sulfate. So a reaction which has been completed in one step, we have divided into multiple steps. Duita step करते देखो. First one, hydrogen peroxide gives water and nascent oxygen. Then lead sulfide reacts with nascent oxygen to produce lead sulfate. So while breaking it into multiple steps, we have to keep in mind one thing, that these two steps are balanced. So what we will do, this is already balanced, this is we will make it 4O. Then it is balanced. Okay. But we have to cancel the opposite side, because in the final equation nascent oxygen is nowhere there. So here there is one nascent oxygen, here there are 4 oxygens. So what we will do, now we will multiply the whole equation with 4. The whole equation will be multiplied with 4. Now 4H2O2 gives rise to 4H2O plus 4O. Okay. Then nascent oxygen 4O will be cancelled. So how will add it up? Now opposite end of we can cancel them. Same end we will add them. Okay. So what will be the final reaction? Now look. PbS plus 4 H2O2 gives rise to PbSO4 plus 4H2. कर दो एक 1 क्रॉस चेक कर दो Pb balanced 1 1 balanced, sulfur 1 1 balanced. Then hydrogen, we will go for hydrogen next, 8 balanced. Then oxygen 8, 4 here balanced. Okay. So this is how you balance a chemical equation by partial equation method. So this was mainly used in earlier days, but nowadays mostly we use oxidation number method and heat and trial method, and the most suitable one for complex reaction is the next one which we will be discussing, that is algebraic method. Okay. For partial equation method, you have to keep in mind that this reaction has to be broken into 2 or more steps, and what is required here? Now you have to look out what are the reactants here, you have to keep them on the left hand side, and you have to look out for the products here, you have to keep them in the right hand side, and in between which are the reactants or products formed, they should be cancelled out. So cancelled out with the other. Now the final equation we paivani extra reactant or product paiva, so that will not be okay. So accordingly you have to break the single step equation into multiple steps. Okay. So this is all about your partial equation method. Next we will go to algebraic method. So next students we will go to algebraic method. Okay, algebraic method, that means we will use ABCD instead of the coefficient and find out the values of ABCD and place them accordingly. For example, we will go for this C6H6, that is benzene, plus oxygen. It will give your carbon dioxide plus water. So we will try to balance this complex equation by algebraic method. So during balancing a chemical equation, what you are actually doing? We are multiplying them with some numbers. Okay. So instead of numbers, we will be using A, B, C, D. Okay. This is how we balance a chemical equation. Then next step, we will find out the value of A, B, C and D. Place them there. The equation will be automatically balanced. So we have placed A here, B here, C here and D here. Now we'll find out the values of A, B, C, D. Look, with respect to carbon first. Okay, so 6A on the left hand side. How many carbon here? Is equal to C. One carbon here. So 6A is equal to C. So that is the first relationship we get. Then with respect to hydrogen, then 6A is equal to 2D. 6A is equal to 2D because they will be balanced. Then next, with respect to oxygen, 2B, left hand side 2 into B will be equal to 2C plus D. These are the three relationships which we find by balancing the chemical equation. Okay, next we'll find out the values of A, B, C and D. Look, 6A is equal to 6, C, 6A is equal to 2D. Okay. If like that, D is equal to 3A, and we will put this value here. 2B is equal to 2C, C is equal to 6A, 2C means 12A plus D is equal to 3A, that means it becomes 15A. 2B is equal to 15A, that means what is B? 15 by 2A. What is C? Now 6A. What is D? Now 3A. Now we have found out the value of B, C and D with respect to A. So we take the smallest value of A here, taking the smallest value, that is A is equal to 1. What will you get? B is equal to B is equal to 15 by 2, C is equal to 6, D is equal to 3. We have taken the value of A to be the smallest one. Now 1, B 15 by 2, C is 6, D will be 3. Now put these values here, put these values here. What will you get? A. If A is 1 we have taken, so C6 H6 plus B. What is the value of B? Now 15 by 2. 15 by 2 O2. A, B, C, D will place the values. Gives rise to C. What is the value of C? That's 6. So 6 CO2. What is the value of D? That's 3 plus 3 H2O. Okay. But here is 15 by 2. We have to make it a whole number. So how to make it a whole number? Now we will multiply the whole equation with 2. Because there is a fraction here. We have to convert it into a whole number. So 2 C6 H6 plus 15 by 2 into 2 15 O2 will give rise to 12 CO2 plus 6 H2O. This is the balance chemical equation. Check karna carbon 12 here, balanced. So carbon is balanced. Next we will go for hydrogen. 12, hydrogen is also balanced. Then we will go for oxygen. 30, then 24 plus 6, 30. Balanced. Okay, so this is called algebraic method, which is used to balance complex chemical equations. Okay, so Simply by putting the values like A, B, C, D and finding out the relationship, we can finally get the value of A, B, C, D, place them here, then we can balance the chemical equation. So these are the three ways to balance a chemical equation. Next, I will be giving you some assignments, only some assignments, some chemical equations which you have to balance and send it to me. Okay. So students, I have given you some simple assignments. What you need to do, now you have to balance these equations. I have given these 5 equations which you have to balance. I have not given you any method, any precise method you need not follow. You have learned 3 methods. So you can use any of these methods. Preferably you can use heat and trial method, you can use partial equation method, or you can use your algebraic method, as you like. So what you need to do, now you have to balance these equations and send it to me. So this is for today. So see you in the next class. Thank you very much.